You know, in this episode, we've been learning a lot about recycling and reusing and rethinking. But I'm at a place today that takes something like this and turns it into something brand new. Hey, how's it going?
Mark Daniels.
Mark,
how are you?
You know, I have some bags, and I hear this might be the place to drop them off.
We put them in a recycling container, and we can make them into our Gray is the New Green bag, a very high recycled content plastic bag.
Gray is the new green. I'd like to see that.
Gray is the new green. We'd be delighted to show you the whole process.
Wow, there are a lot of bags here, so this is where it starts.
This is where it starts. The grocery stores will commingle the return materials from the grocery store with the back-end films that they want to recycle. They bundle it, they put it on a trailer, they call us and we come pick it up, and we bring it here and stage it and are ready to start reprocessing this material. We can mix together dry cleaning bags, plastic bags from the grocery store, bread bags, towel tissue overwrap, and then industrial stretch films that are also used in packaging at the back of the grocery store. We put them all into one big bale like you'll see here.
And that 1,000-pound bale will later become 67,000 new bags. You guys have already done 2 of the R's. You've reduced it, and now you're going to recycle it. Are there places like this all around the country?
This is the largest plastic bag recycling facility for the Cradle to Cradle program, where we're going to make plastic bags out of plastic bags. There are other companies out there that will make composite lumber for decking and benches and things like that out of these as well.
You said this is the largest in Indiana?
The largest in the world. We'll recycle about 22 million pounds of this film and put it back into bags.
So, how did Indiana become the leader in recycling old shopping bags?
What we decided was that there were many bags out there that were going to the landfill, and what we could do was invent a way to recycle those plastic bags back into new plastic bags. This is where it gets dumped into the hopper, and while you're here, why don't you continue participating? How about giving us a start and dump that into the hopper?
That'd be cool. Okay. And so we dumped it, now it's headed up this way.
Now it's heading up the conveyor, and here's where we take out any kind of contaminants that might clog up the system. We'll get things like water bottles or soda bottles or strapping that really hurt the recycling program. So as long as we have nice clean films, it's very efficient.
So Mark, what's going on here?
Well, this is the last step in the shredding operation. And basically what we're doing is we are making this shredded process like this. Rick, this is called flake. That's the last of the shredding operation.
I can see why it's called flake. Whoa, wait a minute. I gotta ask about this. Kids will want to know. What is this?
Kids will want to know. This is the byproduct of all the paper and any other contaminants that we have to screen off. And we'll take this material and we send that to another company that makes corner boards for packaging.
This is too cool. Do you mind if I have a souvenir
Go
of this?
ahead.
Okay. I know some kids would like to see this up close. Pretty cool.
Very cool.
Now, the shredded flake will be remanufactured, first by heating it to about 400 degrees. It melts, and then they push it through a giant machine where it comes out looking like little pellets, a long way from the plastic bags they once were. Right now, 25 to 30% of the plastic in a Hilex Poly bag comes from recycled materials they call resin. Their next goal is 40%. So, you have this product. What's next?
This is the final form of the polyethylene pellet before we manufacture it into bags. What do you say we go look at that next?
Great.
So Rick, what happens next is we take the recycled resin, virgin resin, color concentrates, we put them into a blender, we take that and it melts to 450 degrees. It becomes a liquid, we go through an extrusion process and we bring the bubble up, we hit cold air there, it expands it, and we make a big tube that we bring over to our converting lines to make plastic bags.
At first, they don't look like bags. They're plastic, all right. They're stretched in a kind of machine ballet, and for a while, they look like newspapers on a printing press before eventually they begin to take the shape as the bags you'll recognize at the grocery store. So this is where the final product is.
That's correct. We're all boxed up, and this is the final product that was manufactured with high recycled content resin in it. So we've gone from a bag that was brought back to a grocery store to resin pellets, recycled, and into a newly manufactured plastic bag.
And it's a gray bag.
And it's a gray bag, and the darker the color, the higher the recycled content.
And I guess you really don't expect this to be the final product, because your hope is...
Bring it back and we'll recycle it again and again and again.
Thanks, Mark.
Very nice to have you here.
Hilex Poly has placed 30,000 recycling bins in stores around the country so they can recycle as many plastic bags as possible.